Hi, it's Sanjig here, and today let's talk about alkanes. Alkanes. Alkanes are acyclic saturated hydrocarbons which are made up of carbon and hydrogen atom only. As you can see here, this is the hydrogen and this one is carbon. But carbon and hydrogen are attached together by single bonds alone. And therefore, wherever you see a hydrocarbon molecule which is made up of carbon and hydrogen atom attached together by single bonds only, that molecule is alkanes. For example, this one here is methane. It is made up of 4 hydrogen atoms and 1 carbon atom attached together by single bond. So, the general formula of this alkane molecule is CnH2n plus 2, meaning N represents the number of carbon atoms. For example, if I remove this hydrogen atom here and replace it with methyl group, so as I can add 1 more carbon atom, here we'll have 2 carbon atoms. So N is equal to 2. 2 times 2 plus 2 will be equal to 6, meaning the number of hydrogen atoms in this molecule here are 6. And therefore, this molecule here will have a molecular formula of C2H6, and it is called ethane. Also, I can move this hydrogen atom here and replace it with ethyl group, this one here. The ethyl group consists of 2 carbon atoms. So here, I have total of 4 carbon atoms. N will be equal to 4. H will be equal to 4 times 2 plus 2, which is 10. And as you can see here, this molecule here has 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. Also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hydrogen atoms. And the molecular formula of this molecule here will be C4H10, and its name is butane. Now, you can continue by removing hydrogen atom and replace it with another methyl group. As you can see here now, our molecule will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms. And hydrogen will be equal to 5 times 2 plus 2, which is 12. And therefore, the molecular formula of this molecule here will be C5H12, and it is called pentane. Now, this alkane is also known as paraffin. Why paraffin? Paraffin from 2 Latin words, param and affinis. Param means less, affinis means affinity. So it is less affinity. In other words, when you talk about alkanes or paraffins, are those hydrocarbons which are less reactive. So alkanes are less reactive saturated hydrocarbons. And now let's go to another part, which is a very important part and the easiest one in organic chemistry. However, some students fail to make it right. And that part is nomenclature, naming of organic molecules by using IUPAC system. There are so many rules which can be used to name different kinds of organic molecules, including alkane. Today we are going to concentrate on the first rule, which is very, very important rule. And if you master this rule, you will be able to name any organic compound in the world. And that rule is selection of longest chain. Look here. When you talk about the longest chain, you talk about the continuous connection of carbon atoms. So here, this carbon here is connected with this, and this, and this, and this. When you do like this, you can see it is like a straight chain. So this one is longest chain or parent chain. It's like a tree. Tree consists of stem and branches. So this one is like a stem. And also we can have branches from this stem. For example, if I remove this hydrogen atom here and replace it with carbon. So you may find that here, this carbon here is connected with this and this and this and this continuously and form the longest chain. But this one here acts as attached group. Or you can also decide to choose this one here and this here. This is also a continuous chain. And so this part here down acts as attached group. But is it really the longest chain? You may find that it is not true, because when you compare between this one and this one here, you may find the second one is the longest chain, and this methyl group here acts as attached group. So you need to be careful. It is like a tree. This one here is the stem, and this methyl group here is branch. Now let's first see the common mistake done by many students on choosing the longest chain. Consider this organic molecule which has 8 carbon atoms. Some students write the structural form of this compound as follows, which is not wrong. But then they fail to determine the longest chain. They think the longest chain is the straight chain of carbon atoms in the molecule. Yeah, it sounds okay, but not correct. The longest chain is the continuous attachment of carbon atoms in the molecules. So here, the molecule can be written as follows. And you may find that the longest chain of this molecule is this one and not the first one. Let us finish our lesson by looking at this example here. The molecule has a total of 10 carbon atoms, and our task here is to select the correct longest chain from this molecule. Let's start with the first chain. The first chain here is made up of 5 carbon atoms continuously attached by sigma bonds. When we try to draw another possible chain, here you may find that the chain is also made up of 5 carbon atoms continuously attached by single bonds. And the third chain here is also made up of 5 carbon atoms. The fourth possible chain here is also made up of 5 carbon atoms continuously attached by single bonds. But when we consider the fifth chain here, you may find that the chain is made up of 6 carbon atoms continuously attached by single bonds. And so, this makes the longest chain. I will leave you with some questions on the comment section below. Please do them and make yourself more comfortable with this longest chain rule. Until next time, thank you.